Welcome to Real Life Reflections, everybody. I'm Kathleen Diane, and in today's video we're going to talk about something that most definitely comes up in our lives, and that is making decisions. And now, when a time comes up where we have an important decision to make, or maybe we're trying to figure out between a few different choices, it can be stressful, right? It can be confusing, and we're just not sure what to do. We could be going over and over it in our heads, and it can take a toll on us. It can be a tough situation. Personally, even for me, making decisions and choices like that has been, for a good portion of my life, a bit of a hard area. And it didn't even have to be a big decision or a major decision. It could be something little. And sometimes I'd spend days just going over stuff in my mind, and maybe even deciding one way and then 5 minutes later deciding the other, just switching back and forth. I just had a really hard time, kind of maybe coming up with my decision and then staying with it too. I was just, it was difficult, and it can really be that way for a lot of people. We place a lot of importance on making choices and making decisions, and it can be hard. I've gotten a lot better over the years with doing it, though. I've really learned to relax and let my mind kind of settle and clear in the first place. If that doesn't happen, it's kind of hard to even continue on and actually make a decision. So when I feel something come up that I'm trying to decide on, I make sure to do what I need to do to kind of calm my mind down some. And there's actually a quote about that, how that helps in the decision-making process. I just posted it recently on my Real Life Reflections Facebook page, and yeah, this one is, it has an unknown author. I'm not sure who wrote it. I actually read it a long time ago, maybe over 10 years ago or so, but it really stuck out to me, and I've never forgotten it. And it actually comes to my mind a lot of the times when I'm in the middle of trying to figure out what to do, or which way to go, or which path to take and whatnot. So the quote goes like this. It says, "You cannot see clearly whilst the mist of confusion surrounds. Wait for the dust to settle and then decide your course of action." So you cannot see clearly whilst the mist of confusion surrounds. Wait for the dust to settle and then decide your course of action. And I think that's really neat and really makes a lot of sense, and it really holds true, because when we're trying to decide something, if we have a whole bunch of different thoughts all floating around and swimming everywhere in our heads, it's going to be really hard to make a decision, especially make the right decision. So it's so important to help our minds to clear and that dust to settle before we continue on with the decision-making process. And that can be accomplished several different ways. One of the things that has worked best for me is sleeping on it. There's just something about, my mind can be a big jumbled mess before I go to bed, but I sleep and I wake up in the morning, and so often everything makes sense to me. It's like my mind is clear, it's fresh, there's nothing from the day all mixed up in it yet, and I don't know, I think a lot clearer, and things just make more sense to me in the mornings. So that might work for you. Or sometimes people just need time to pass. Maybe they're trying to rush things, and maybe you need to just step back for a couple days, a few days, couple weeks even, whatever, and just kind of like let it sit, let it go for a little bit before you really try to tackle it. Another thing is meditation. If you meditate, spending a little bit of time doing that can help clear your mind and make more sense of your thoughts as well. Maybe going for a drive, taking a walk, a little hike, maybe doing a little drawing or writing or something. Just whatever works for you to kind of get your mind clear and more settled down, because that's where your mind needs to be, so that you can then take a better look at things and really be able to feel and hear what's going on within yourself about this decision or choice you're trying to make. Okay, so once you're at that point and things are more settled, what a lot of people do is they start thinking about what they feel, and as they're trying to make this decision, and they might feel some fear, okay, and they might think that fear means don't do it, or they might think that fear is just old stuff from before, past traumas and worries and doubts and this and that, just kind of creeping in to mess up things. It can be really confusing. Once again, what is this fear? Why is it here? Is it trying to tell me not to do it? Should I do it anyway? Is it just there because, is it my intuition? Is it not? A lot of people have a hard time with that. They really try to figure out, what is it I'm feeling? Is it fear? Is it tuition? And what is it telling me to do? Okay, which is good, but the thing that I've learned is, I don't think that's the question to really ask, the thing to really figure out, because I think your intuition is kind of always there. So I think it's always intuition. And I also think fear can be there a lot, whether it is something good that you really should do, or it's something that you really shouldn't do. Fear can be there. Okay? Because as I've talked about in a previous video, I think it's, my fear, worries, and doubt, and whatnot video. I should check it out too. I talked about how, fear isn't necessarily a bad thing. A lot of the times when you have fear, it's there because you care, because what you're thinking about or working on or trying to decide or trying to make a choice on, because it's important to you. And when something's important to you and you care about it, it's only natural that if it's a big thing especially, you're probably going to have some fear. So it's like you can't really go off of if you have fear or not, or if you feel your intuition or not for making a decision, because I really kind of feel like they're both going to be there a lot, right? So what I like to do, and what I think works very well and very much helps you to make a very good decision, is to look at the overall energy of what you feel during this decision-making process as you think about doing it or not, as you think about the different choices that you have in front of you. What is the overall energy like that you feel with those different things? And that's where I think the secret lies in making the good decision. Okay? Because what you want to do is not just think about it, but actually kind of picture yourself going forward with the decision and not, or the different choices, whatever it is you're trying to figure out. Really picture yourself in it and feel how your energy feels as you're doing that. Do you feel forward flowing, like free flowing, go forward, pulled that way, pulled forward, pulled towards it? Do you feel like clear and open and expansive, like yes, like going towards it? Is that what the energy feels like? Or is it more of a pulled back, shut down, kind of stuck, blocked, don't go there kind of feel? Okay? Because if you're feeling the first one, when you're thinking about a choice or about doing something, it's saying yes. It's your soul inside saying yes, whether there's fear or not. Okay? That free flowing, forward motion, expansive feeling, clear, open, forward. That means yes. That means, your soul wants that. Do that. Go there. Okay? But if you feel pulled back, shut down, contracted, like closed in and inside, like just down, that means no, don't go there. And that's why it really matters when you're making decisions, because all the other things that people look at, like, is there fear, is there nervousness, is that fear, is it intuition, this is that, like, it doesn't really make sense all the way to me, and it can be really confusing. I was very confused, over my life when I was trying to figure out things that way. Really stuck on the fear versus intuition thing for a long time, okay? Until I realized it's not about that. I could always have fear, and I'm always going to have my intuition there. So then what? Well, what I learned is the energy as you imagine yourself doing those things or not. Okay? Because that's not going to lie to you. It's not going to lead you astray. It's going to take you down the path that your soul wants to go down. Okay? It's going to lead you to where you're supposed to be. And the thing is, just because, say you do that, say you really listen to what you feel, and say you don't feel pulled back and stuck and blocked and like, no, say you do feel forward motion, free flowing, clear, yes, energy, so you feel that, okay? And so you make your decision based off of that, and you do it. But then say 2 days later you realize that's not what you want to do. Just like, for example, say you were dating somebody, right? And say you did all that thinking and feeling and clearing your mind and everything, and you went with, yes, I'm gonna date them, okay? Because that's what I feel, like going forward, and that energy is just going, and it just felt right, right? So say you start dating them, and then, you realize a couple weeks later or a couple months later or whatever that that's not what you want. That's not who you want to be with. That's not what you want to be doing. Well, it doesn't mean that you made the wrong decision. It doesn't mean that you read the energy wrong or that it told you wrong. Okay? Like I've explained this in a previous video too, a Trust the Process video. That's the name of it. You should definitely check that one out. I explained how it's okay if everything doesn't go in a nice, smooth, straight line. I mean, it hardly ever does. Okay? Lots of times there's detours and over here and this and that and ups and downs and arounds, all kinds of things, because really in life, those things that we do and places that we go that we may not stick with or stick to or stay with or stay in, they were there for a reason. They happened for a reason to get you to where, or how, or who, or whatever you're supposed to be. Okay? So you are doing the right thing. You are making the right decision when you do follow that forward, free-flowing, expansive energy. You are making the right decision, even if it doesn't work out. Because overall, in the grand scheme of things, bigger picture, it's exactly what was supposed to happen, what needed to happen to then get you on to where you were supposed to be next. It's all really connected in the most perfect way. It really is. And so just trust the process and don't put too much pressure on, making the right decision either. That's another thing I used to do a lot before. Really put a lot of pressure on myself. Like, I have to do the right thing. This has to be the right decision. I have to figure this out, right? But the thing is, you really will get to where and how and when and with who and everything that you're supposed to be. Life definitely has a way of getting us there and making sure that everything does go and is exactly how it's supposed to. So just relax, but do take some time when you find yourself in a place where you are trying to make an important decision or choice or whatnot. Do take some time to let your mind clear if you feel like it's a bit of a jumbled mess or a hurricane or whatever. Do give yourself some time. Just let some days pass, set it aside, focus on some other things for a bit. Be okay with not making the decision right then. Say, I will, I'm going to give it a few days and I'll come back to it. And then you'll see your mind will be a little bit clearer probably, or maybe after some sleep or some meditation or a drive or a walk or, the other things we were talking about. And then when your mind is clear, pay attention to that energy, okay? And pay attention to when you picture yourself doing the different decisions, or when you picture yourself making each of those different choices. How is that energy that you feel? It will be one way or another. It's either going to be the clear, free-flowing, forward, like floating, flying, yes, motion, or it's going to be blocked and pulled down and just not going anywhere, just closed off and almost like a wall or something, okay? And that really is yourself inside, your soul wanting to take you down the path you're supposed to be on. And so let's listen to it, and it's there to guide us, and let's listen to it and see how it goes. Because I know in my life, once I started making decisions that way, I am so much more peaceful a lot of the time. I'm at peace when I make decisions. I don't kind of double think things or go back like I used to. I do the whole process that I said, and I make my decision, and I feel good about it. Okay, and I know it's the right one because I know I followed my soul, and I know I paid attention to the energy, and I've seen so many times in life when I do that, it leads me down the right path. It really does. And it will lead you down the right path too. You'll see there's going to be a lot more peace and happiness within yourself and in your life when you do things that way. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed talking about this and are able to apply it to your lives, and that it helps you guys in a good way, like it has for me. So I guess that's it for today. Make sure to like the video if you did like it. Share it with your friends or family, social media if you'd like to, and then subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I have so many more things. I'll be posting videos of talking about things that I've just learned over the course of my life that have really helped me to feel better, to feel happier, to feel more at peace in life, and I think they can really help you guys too. So I guess that's it. You guys all take care, and I will see you next time.